Hey folks, I'm going to do a quick channel update. Sorry there's not been much content recently. I've actually been away for the last month or so, and I've barely been at home, so I've not really had much chance to either play games or kind of record anything at all. The main reason though that I want to talk to you is that I've actually just completed another podcast with meta abuse, and this was one that I did with Sean from eXplorminate and Lucid Tactics. And yeah, it's on the topic of some big games that are coming out that have been announced recently. One of them being Dawn of War 4, which I'm a fan of the Dawn of War series, particularly the first game, and we had a really, really good chat about kind of RTS games in general and Dawn of War, and what made those games great, and what we're kind of expecting from this new game. So yeah, go and check that out. We talk about some other stuff as well. We talk a little bit about Metal Gear Solid 3 remake that's come out recently, and the new Vampire the Masquerade RPG. So yeah, there's going to be some cool stuff in there for you to check out. So I'm going to put a link in the description over to our Meta Abuse channel, and then you can go and check that out. The other thing is that I actually went back to eXplorminate and recorded a podcast with the new guys who are running eXplorminate now. So that's Andy, and there was a guy called Ricky there as well. And we were talking about Age of Wonders 4. Now, whenever I talk about Age of Wonders 4, it's kind of interesting because I always get lots of pushback, and I think it's kind of cool. It just shows how passionate the Age of Wonders 4 community is, and you'll probably be quite pleased to hear that I tried to be quite balanced about Age of Wonders 4 this time round, a little bit more so than I have been before, either on Meta Abuse or back on eXplorminate when I've talked about it in the past. I do think the game has got some serious flaws, but I also recognise that it's a really beautifully made game, and Triumph obviously made the game with a lot of love. But what I really like about this podcast is that we try to come at it from a kind of a balanced angle, but you will see that all three of us have criticisms about the game. So I think if you are interested in learning more about Age of Wonders 4, and particularly it can be difficult to get criticism through to Triumph because, there's a lot of fanboys of Age of Wonders 4. It might be interesting for you to sort of check it out. But be aware that it's not just a podcast where we're just dunking on the game. That's not what we're about. I want Age of Wonders 4 to be a better game. Okay, I want the Age of Wonders series to be, a better series, because I think it's got the potential to be an absolutely amazing series. But just for me, it doesn't quite land. And, I'm able to express myself way better now on why it is that I think that Age of Wonders 4 has got problems. So go and check that out if you're interested in that too. So I'm going to also leave a link to the eXplorminate podcast up there. Thanks for listening, guys, and I'll catch you next time. We've got some new videos incoming, by the way. I've got a Sins of a Solar Empire 2 series on the go. I'm going to be completing my Galciv series at some point. And yeah, there might be some surprises in there as well. Thanks, guys. Catch you next time. Take it easy.